Hello, lovelies. I'm Mama Maggie Ward, independent author, stroke survivor, migraine overcomer. You all know Mara, TDM, the Dramatic Mara, my editor and middle. And yeah, we're here today for the launch of Book 12 in the Relic of Time War series. This is the end of the war arc. So yeah, how does this feel, Mara, to go from a 30,000 word fanfic based on a music parody to 2 books left in the series?
It is wild because initially, it was just this little thing we had written, it was part of your stroke recovery. It was just something small that we were doing, and it has blown up to now we're 2 books away. We're 2 books away, and it is insane. It is crazy to think about how far we have come.
And this is
so long.
And this is the big battle book, the big face off with the devouring entity and the shadows and just this and this has been a 9-year journey.
Yeah.
9 years.
It's been a long journey.
It's been 9 years. Okay, let me add the stage. Add this to stage. Yes. Okay. All right. So I am going to read the blurb. Let's see. Yeah. The oracle's light will burn bright with the sacred flame, as a beacon to all whose hearts are pure. The celestial guardian and his knights will cross the veil of death to stab at the heart of darkness when the walls between the worlds wear thin. High Lord Odini V. Bereft after the loss of Ketha and Darcy, War Oracle Daisy is obsessed with winning the war before Dark Prince Damien's kingdom can capture her remaining children, before the shadows can bind the Dark Queen entity to one of her daughters and turn her infant son into the prophesied marauder, the murderer of worlds. Is her will strong enough to push the kingdom and its allies to victory, or will her grief sideline their greatest asset? Prince Kars and Huntsman Yuri battle each other over how to handle Daisy's obsessive behavior as fiercely as they battle the shadows and their warped creatures. Attacks are happening on every world. Shadow-indwelled spies are everywhere. Prejudice threatens alliances. After Damien vanished, a much more dangerous leader has stepped forward to do the will of the devouring entity. General Zethiel of Shalusia, the Lord of Shadows, has made its own choice. It wants the War Oracle for the next queen, and the Huntsman of Adamos for its next host. No one is safe. Welcome to the last moments before the war is won or lost. I really like that.
It's so good.
I know we the thing is parts of this battle were written while we were still writing Ancient Ice Apocalypse 6, 7, 8 books ago. 8 books ago.
Let me turn back and count for my collection. Oh, I apologize if you can hear what is snoring next to me.
Yeah, and you know, we had some interesting things happening because we were like there was, oh my goodness, the voting for I'm going to stop that share screen. I'm going to share a different screen. The voting that we had on the two covers lasted for a week, and literally that or that or that.
That was my favorite.
This is the votes were tied. It kept going back and forth for 4 days until this cover won by one vote.
That's wild.
Yeah. The Dark Dimension cover won by one vote over the Fall of Gaia cover.
Nice.
And that was, yeah. I really didn't know which one people were going to pick. I really didn't, because this is what happens at the very beginning of the book. And this is where the battle takes place at the very end of the book.
Yep.
So it was a thing. And it was like the images that were generated just turned out very, I was very happy with how the images turned out.
That one is so cool.
I know, like, the landscape.
Yeah, like that's a desktop background for sure.
Yeah. It's and when I was creating the sketches I had were so weird, trying to get Leonardo AI to create this image from the images that I fed it.
Yeah.
But this actually I could use as a landscape cover to, like, of the Dark Fortress and everything, as like I could do the full landscape cover instead of just the front cover image. And I just think this would look so cool running down the spine of a book.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But then I would have to do landscape covers on the entire series, and I don't have the brain cells for that. So
you have the brain cells; they're just tired, and I don't blame you.
No, I don't have the brain cells anymore. I do not have the brain cells anymore. I was just happy that that I could recapture this image, like the image that I could create a similar enough image to the image that I had created for Allies of Dust.
Yeah.
Hello, Blandis. How are you? Yes, we are here. We are doing a reading. All right. All right. So yes. And if you're tuning in, the book 7 through book 11 are all 99 cents today, and I believe tomorrow too. And then book 9 through 11 are 99 cents for the rest of the week, because I had done the first book, the first three books of the Rise of Shadow arcs was on sale over the weekend, and then from last week, and then the War arc is on sale for the rest of the week. So yeah, we have book sales. All right, what to do now? All right, now I need page numbers between 5 and 344 to read. 344 is the cutoff, even though there's like another 100 pages on the book after that, because I don't want to read any parts from the end battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there part of this?
I would say don't read the ending. Like that's like such like a.
Yeah, no.
You have to read it yourself.
Which part should I read? Which part should I read?
You know which part I would pick in a heartbeat.
Darcy?
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know. You like Darcy. Oh, well, here's a good question. Here's a question. Of the previous 11 books, which one is your favorite?
Maybe The Shadow Hunt.
That one's not out yet. You know.
That one's not even written yet.
It's mostly written. Shut up.
She's lying. She's lying. It's not. She has not sent me a copy to edit, therefore it's not written.
Oh, so that's how it is. That's how it is.
That's how it is. I don't have my end book. Out of all the books. Dauntless.
See.
Dauntless, it's so heartbreaking. I cried on deployment while reading that while I was going through and doing an edit read of that one on deployment, and I'm sitting in the app and I'm sitting like down in the office like do. Hello, baby. Hi, baby.
Hello, Gizmo. Omi loves her Gizmo.
So I decided to not sit on the desk so he wouldn't like jump up on the desk. Not stopped him from getting in my face.
Yeah.
Still just as bad. This is the opposite of a camera shy dog. If he knows it's on, he's like, I have to be there right now.
See, I think Dauntless or Cretaceous. Ooh. Cretaceous Conspiracy.
That one's good too. Yeah, but like Dauntless is so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And like that's the point where everybody's just like
and more than once. Light of Jura was I think okay, which of the ones do you which of them do you like least?
Oh, which book is it where they're just kind of like building Etheria
Rising?
Yeah. Because like it's necessary because it's like they just got this new planet, they're building this new colony, it's a huge deal. But I'm definitely much more of a like action driven person where I'm just like I'm Daisy sitting in the fucking meeting. I'm Daisy sitting in the meeting just like I have better things to do. I don't want to be in here anymore.
See, I think Swords was that way for me. Important things happen in Swords of Etheria.
Yeah.
But there was no way that I could leave it out of the series. It had to be written.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, I guess theoretically you could skip most of Etheria Rising, but then you don't see Daisy, how she's building the technology, how she's learning to use her magic.
Yeah. Things
like that.
There's like little points in there that are so necessary to like the overall arcing story.
Well, Etheria Rising is more about Asha and Shads and Colby and
yeah, it's like there's a generation story,
and it's about and it's like you get so much of the origin of the shadows.
Yeah,
in Etheria Rising, and you get your first encounter with the Lord of Shadows in Etheria at the end of Etheria Rising. I don't know. It's so weird that we've written we've written and edited so much, and now we're in this place.
I'm just sending you this photo so you see the face. Or
What
I'll
face?
just show the camera. This is the face I have staring at me. It's Frankie, my lovely old man. Really? Really?
Gizmo, get down. Omi says get down. Omi says get down. Okay,
Can you
so
stop?
you want me to read chapter 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 1, Darcy's Last Stand. While mentally making a list of everything she needed from her secret armory, Charlotte Darcy Weber, alias Darcinda Smith, or Assassin Jaguar, as she was known in Dark Prince Damien Nemad's circle, went through an unregistered portal used by smugglers to get orb from Central City on Gaia to Jura. The 19 seconds of the transit made her woozy. She rigged a small charge to blow up 3 hours in 3 hours before going into the street and taking an electric tram to her apartment. Not many people lived in Central City anymore, and the only person on the tram was an orb addict. The passed out man had been robbed of everything except his dirty t-shirt and stained boxer shorts. He was barely more than a skeleton. Darcy broke his neck to end his miserable life. Getting off the automated tram, she went into her building with a swipe of her card and security code. She was the only one who lived in this building now. All the single-parent families and foster kids she helped escape poverty and then Terror Earth were now living on Jura or Ark. In her apartment, Darcy looked through her closet at all the beautiful dresses from the Only Red boutique. She chose a loose blood red velvet swing dress with angel wing sleeves to wear over the slim-fitting, low-profile body armor. She wrestled her favorite pair of stretch Kevlar boots over her leg armor. She wished she could have taken Moira's armored boots, but their feet were different sizes. Seeing her reflection, she applied makeup to hide her haggard face before adding her favorite black bobbed wig, then clipped a yellow flower with a red bow above her ear. Turning in the mirror, she was satisfied that no one would realize she wore weaponized body armor under the loose dress and specialized boots. Applying a crimson latex lip paint last, she thought, death in blood red velvet. I can be this person one last time.
Poor Darcy.
Everything Darcy did was for Daisy.
Yep.
Because Daisy was the only one who could figure out how to kill Damien.
Yep. Plug into. Thank you. All right. Are you done? I don't
Okay.
think it's done being a menace.
All right. So as the editor of Relic of Time Wars, did you feel like I wrapped things up sufficiently in this book? All of the different plot beds. There were so many different B plots going on. Like Lariana and
so many. Why is this? No. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the live stream to check the comments, and then all I know is I have the secrets of life insurance. Huh? No, but like, I feel like everything's been wrapped up pretty well. Like, I've never ran into a place where I was like, oh, we definitely we have left out a loose hole or anything.
When we started the rewrite, when we were only at 900,000 words, there were things like this. You had a list of characters that you wanted built up.
Yeah.
Are there any of the characters that you can think of that you wished we had done a different ending for?
I always faster there's always it's so hard because sometimes you want both plots to happen, but you can't have both. You have to pick one or another. And so the choice we made with Vesser was, do we let him find somebody else or do we let him let go? And it was just part of me was I want to let him find love again. Let's do that. The other part of me is I want him to be with Ketha. And it was just it was such a hard choice to make that choice specifically, because it was
see, that one wasn't hard for me.
That one was hard for me because I wanted both ways.
Lariana and Arthros. Lariana's arc. Huntress Lariana's arc. That was the one that was hard for me. To make the choice for where her endpoint was, and then what happened to her sealed one.
Yeah, that poor man.
But I hate to say that I had to kill her, but I had to kill her. I had to kill her so the shadows could
unkill her.
Could unkill her.
I'll kill you, and then I will kill you again.
I will kill you, and then I will traumatize your sealed one, because now he has to kill your shadow indwelled corpse.
Yeah. Are we playing this game, really?
How did you feel about the end of Vol's arc?
Oh, I felt so bad for Vol. It's oh, there's definitely going to be some therapy when you wake back up.
Oh, yeah.
When you come back, you definitely, you need that time. But it was it was such a cute, bonding moment. Mentor, mentee, they've both been through so much. And it was are you ready? And it's no, I'm not. But let's go.
Were you satisfied with the fact that his own arrogance led to his downfall, and then his regret led to his redemption?
Yeah, I was really satisfied with that one. That was definitely thinking you were too good to you're oh, I can do this myself, but also he's got this little whisper in his ear telling him yeah, you know what you're doing. And so having that overconfidence of oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing with the dark water, just for it to slap him across the face later.
Yeah.
Knowing he let his confidence in himself is in essence what led to what happened to Moira. That was his fault. And he accepts that was his fault. Did he take it a minute maybe a bit too far of it was his fault? Some people will see it that way. I don't think he did. Because he was in a total this was my fault.
Yeah.
I did this. I have to repent.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like a lot of scientists, they're so busy seeing if they can, they don't think whether or not they
As
should.
should. It's like there's a whole movie series about that. There's
And
several.
a whole movie series about dinosaurs, genetically revived dinosaurs. About just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to the next Jurassic World movie.
Oh yeah, the one with Scarlett Johansson.
Can I just pretend the last one didn't happen?
Yeah,
Please?
let's pretend the last one didn't happen. Because God, it was awful. It was an awful movie.
Can I please pretend the last one didn't happen? Yeah.
Like, it was cool.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely like dabbled into like kind of like what Damien was doing, where he was specifically taking different modifications.
Yeah.
However, when you're doing that for an amusement park, what made you think that was a good idea?
Yeah. When you're weaponizing a creature that is an apex predator above you,
That's not
a good thing to do.
No, not at all.
Okay, so if they well, here we go. If they made Relic of Time War series into, like, Netflix made it into a movie or something, would you want it to be a movie or an anime? Live action movie or anime?
Anime. Easily, hands down. Admittedly, like, making it into like a live action would definitely take less time because animation takes a long time. But like, there's so much cool. There's so many cool things we have done in that book, like in the books throughout, like
the SCHIT, simulated combat holographic instructional technology.
I almost called it with the simulations.
Called it the shit.
The shit. I love that.
Didn't
we come up with that while I was we came up with that while I was in like high school.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I wish we had the shit here. And then like it was one of the younger teachers. He had like overheard me and he was like, the what? And I was like, it's from our books.
Simulated combat holographic instructional tech.
Yep. It is not I'm not saying the bad word, I swear.
Yeah. No, it's Are you ready to do the last book? Because the Shadow Hunt is the last one we have to write and edit. Well, and then Winter, the Huntsman's Hope, is already finished. It's been finished.
The Huntsman series has been finished. It's been finished for a long time.
For a long time.
That's such like, it's insane to think about. Like, it's been so long, and we're already. It's like it feels like it doesn't even feel like we're like halfway done, even though we're like we're done. We're almost done. Like, we have one more, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Like,
I can always write the First War. We can always go to the Twin Kingdoms War.
Yeah.
50,000 years in the past. I've actually have the opening scene of that written.
Why? It was a hypothetical, you know. I started writing it for funsies, and then like it kind of happened.
Well, you know,
so, like every like offshoot book series you've ever thought of, Gargoyles. Yeah, it was just a thought I had.
It was just a thought I had. Yeah. I mean, that book starts in a hugely traumatic way because the Relic of Time like just appears on Meridian 4 in front of their house, and when they walk out to see it, they're like, what is this thing doing here? And then when they turn around and look, they Karstine and Allura literally vanish from in front of them.
And they're just like...
And they're lucky to escape with Yuri and Daisy, Yuri and Fleur and Kaylin and Ulith and Jenna and her husband are and I still haven't decided if I'm going to save Asha and Shads to go back, or I might have to, though, because I need one of the Lords of Adini.
Yeah.
You know, if Daisy's instinct to slap the relic of time to send whoever's closest to it back through time.
Yeah. It does have a habit of snatching the closest people to it.
Yeah. It
was the very first book was, what's this thing do?
12 and a half minutes later, oh my God, that's a dinosaur.
Oh, bro, where do we go? Beautiful.
Hi, Rachel. Yeah, we're finishing up here. We're just reminiscing about how much time we've spent. All of Sarah's teenage life was spent
around this,
writing this book series.
Sorry, I have my queen next to me.
Oh, I love my princess.
My queen. She's my queen. Yeah, ladybug.
My little ladybug.
You're 18-year-old ladybug. I've got my 15-year-old queen.
Yep.
God, our dogs live too long.
They don't live long enough.
Factual. Like it's so weird. Like, especially like having animals and having pets, like especially helps, like especially writing. Like when we lost Chewy,
what about in Pagosa Cliffs when we lost Cajun?
That hurt. That seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Like we write losing pets really well. We write it really well. However,
I almost killed Greenie the Quetzal off, but then I decided, no, I need him later. I need him in Dauntless to save Jenna and Arturi and Kaylin.
Yeah. Because like Greenie's like the just like pet by association. Not really a pet, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, Asha's had Greenie since Greenie was a hatchling and she was a little girl. So we're literally talking about a 400-year-old
snake.
Feathered winged snake.
Yeah. I mean, sharks do live for that long.
Should be emotionally powerful. Yeah, so I think it's well done. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Like
yeah.
This little
yeah, there's actually a pet death in that I kind of just mentioned in Shadowhunt. Raisin, one of the cats.
The Blightwater.
This only surviving Blightwater feline.
Yeah.
Dies or disappears. They don't know if it's died or not, but it disappears.
What's up, buddy? Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him making snarky noises. It's allergy season. Frenchies have allergies.
Are you done?
Have allergies.
Are you done? I can't get over the fact his eyes will never be like looking straight on. It will always look like he's looking two different directions.
Yeah.
Like I've got some funny AF pictures of him just like
having that dirt moment. Yeah, it's because of the shape of his skull. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Darkness of the Devourer?
No, stop, please. No. Gizmo. He loves touching mommy's computer. You like touching mommy's computer? Yeah, it's going to hurt you. I think this is how this is how they feel about Fish Lover, who's all up in their business.
Yuri and Caleb, how much they hate that cat.
They're like, it's everywhere. And they're like, God, that scene where all right, poke me. I want to see what happens.
Or Fish Lover tries to eat Yuri and Caleb.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, is that in Allies? Allies of Dust?
I think that's in Allies of
Terror Earth Falling. No, it's after Terror Earth Falling. Which book was that in?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's I think it's in Swords. I think it's in Swords because Daisy is at Sword Defense Base.
Yeah, because she's watching it on the on the
screen. And don't poke you.
Turn the volume up right now.
See, Rachel knows our problem with the only problem with the long series is where was that scene?
Oh, absolutely. It was like, what book is it in? That's like, I think that out of like funniest moments, like there's like the cute couples moments, like the whole like don't touch my range.
Oh yeah, Caleb constantly telling Daisy, do not touch my range because you've burned up my kitchen 11 different times.
Blowing up eggs, all that.
The egg bombs, yeah. Daisy cooks her lunch in the plasma chamber.
Yeah. I will say that is definitely like one of those like really happy, funny scenes at the time, which becomes like this heartbreaking, sad scene in the end where she's like, I'm touching it. Where are you? I'm touching it. And it's just like, the grief is so, like, that moment made me cry. Should not have made me cry. Made me fucking cry. Because it was just so heartbreaking. She's so devastated.
Yeah. I think the most heartbreaking scene for me
You cried writing Kayla's. You cried thinking about Kayla's death. You just think.
No, it's the afterwards. It's afterwards when she asked Adamos, why didn't you tell me the truth? Why didn't he tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Why did you keep this from me? And they're like, we couldn't tell you because we didn't tell you.
Yeah.
And then when you go back, she jumps into the past for the Huntsman of Adamos series, and she overhears them talking about everything that they will keep from her, which Daisy considers anything excluded. Like keeping information from someone is the same as lying to them.
Yeah.
And the scene in the Huntsman's Hatred and then the Huntsman's Horror, where in Hatred, where she realizes
that she was literally just like genetically built.
And literally everything in her existence could potentially be a lie.
Yeah, like
the family that you think loved you for 500 years, that they were just playing on that they were just using you because you were a tool. They made you to be a weapon. I think that scene in the Tier of Heaven's Hope, when they're first building it, And when she overhears that and her soul breaks, and
That's
she goes back to the winter castle, and she is so distraught that she literally cannot go into the nursery to see baby Caliph because of the weight of the betrayal.
yeah. And it's
And,
just
and Karstein is literally just begging. He's like begging them, please, we have to tell her. If we don't tell her, it will destroy her.
yeah, and like, and it upsets me because like I understand that Adamus is like, no, we know best because like he's the most senior. He's the most senior of Adamos, but it's like Karsten's been with her since almost the beginning. He has been with her for so long. He knows her, so he's like, we have to tell her. And they just continue to be like, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Do you think Karsten would have told her in the end?
I think
By the time
Karstein,
he got to the future, he would have said something if she had found out.
Karstein wanted to tell her about
Immediately.
Kayla's death the whole time.
Yeah,
And that's the only reason she forgave him.
it's because
Is
he was so.
because he wanted to tell her, and then, you know, but he didn't realize the depth of everything until he went back in time too.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's the shadow hunt's going to be an interesting thing, because not only are they chasing the shadows that are trying to change the outcome of the war, but it jumps into the beginning of the Huntsman's Heart, where Daisy literally has to go back to the Cataclysm War to lose the war, to make sure they lose that war, so they will win the next one.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's I think the most heartbreaking thing of it all is when Yuri is like, why don't you just save Etheria? And her answer is, I can't because I didn't.
Yeah.
And
because if she did save Etheria, like, the timeline is gone. The timeline she's worked so hard to preserve is gone.
yeah.
Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just because that's how time is. Time is funny.
Okay. All right. We've been on for 45 minutes. That is our time limit. There, the 7 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern sprints are about to be starting.
Okay.
There's stuff going. So, thank you everyone for joining us this evening for the launch of the Dauntless Deception, or not the Dauntless Deception,
The Darkness
of the Devourer. Thank you for joining us for the launch of this. How mad am I that Amazon delayed my delivery of my author copies?
I'd be swinging on Amazon.
They're like, no, sorry, they won't be here till next week. And I'm like,
what do you mean next week?
I ordered them almost 3 weeks ago. You said I would have them Friday.
Just remember, read between the lines. Pull it out of your pocket. It's always there just for you. I make Queen.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. We've got a lot of themes in these.
Yeah, there's a lot that we cover, but we also have so much bookage to cover with.
Yeah. And yeah, if you don't have your copies of the last books in the series, they were on sale for 99 cents. Yeah, I didn't realize that I had never put any of these other books on sale before.
Oopsies.
So yeah, the last so I did that.
I've got to order my new set because in one of my book piles somewhere, I have like the first set of like book 1 and book 2 with the original like book covers on them that have changed since.
the image that I hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm much happier with the later image. I'm still not happy with how the lettering looks on the front of Cretaceous, but it's such a complicated image.
Yeah, like, what did you do? All right, grab your copies. Grab them all while they're on sale. It'll be great. Like, I gotta go through and get my new set for the boat, but it'll be great.
Yeah, and I am just so happy that we made it this far
Yeah.
to get 9 years.
We're almost
9
done.
years. Yep. Wow. All right then. Well, thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming by, Vlandis. Thank you, Rachel, for being here. Be blessed.